You're here, adventurer. I came here with Prince Thirain, but he went ahead to Lakebar village when he heard an army was approaching.
Lots of work. Aw. The troops guarding the outpost also moved with him. This gentleman, Lloyd, informed us of the approaching army. Although I was able to provide first aid, the wounds he has sustained require long, intensive care. I'll also be heading out to Lakebar village now. Please take good care of Lloyd, and when his breathing stabilizes, change his bandages.
Father Armin sent you. Thank you very much.
As you can tell by the armor I'm wearing, this old soldier served in the ranks of the regent's forces. I merely followed my orders as a member of the royal army, but as always pained me to do so. I had to confiscate grain from starving peasants and arrest the innocent. I even had to watch some of them die. That's why I decided to surrender to Prince Thirain, although deserting my unit took a toll on this old body of mine. When the pursuers finally got to me, death seemed fairly certain, but Father Armin saved me. This pain is nothing compared to the crimes I've committed over the years as a soldier for the regent. Go ahead and go to Lakebar. I should be fine now. Prince Thirain could use all the help he can get. Hey, we did that one. Let's see if I can get to the river before the timer goes off, which it will in a minute. I should be able to get there and leave me in the safe spot before I need to go check on the oven. But I have pizza now.
It's been far too long, dear Prince. Is this your army? You couldn't possibly be thinking of using this rabble against Lord Sherritt, would you? The throne belongs to its rightful owner. And my spies tell me you haven't even been able to activate Vanquisher. It's time to yield the sword, disband this gang of criminals, and plead for mercy. And we may let you live.
If Sherritt really wants this so badly, he's welcome to come fetch it.
Brave, but foolish words, young prince. You will regret this, boy.
Let him go. We don't kill messengers, even rude ones.
Good. You've arrived safely.
As for the prince, he seems to have gone to the lake. I'm a bit worried, seeing him so glum. I'm enjoying the bard very much. I have a bard and then I also have a gunslinger. And I'm enjoying both.
Vanquisher is an heirloom of the Lutheran dynasty. It's supposed to glow when held by the rightful heir to the crown. That's how my ancestors proved their worthiness. Which is also why Sherrod seeks Vanquisher for himself. But it won't even show the faintest glimmer in my hands. What does that say about me?
It says you haven't proven yourself yet. That's all it says. That commanded, isn't it? N-C-U-R.
Are you trying to make me feel better? Don't worry. This is not something I obsess over. Winning this war is the only thing I worry about now. My worthiness comes later.
Sire, we're under attack! The Regent's forces are here.
Let's go.
How are you liking the sharpshooter?
Spare my life, Your Highness. I was only following orders.
Following orders? Did you really just say that? Innocent villagers are dead. By your hand. Do you have no will of your own? Can you not see the difference between right and wrong? You are no true knight of Luterra. You are responsible for these atrocities, and you will face justice for them. I have spoken. Take him away.
Your Highness, you must not spare his life!
Yeah.
Your Highness, you must not spare his life!
Long live King
Yeah,
Tyrant!
you deserve it. You deserve it.
I've heard that the controller support is really good, so you could try it. I haven't tried it myself, but
Are the rumors true?
a friend of mine said they were watching a stream with a guy who was playing it on controller, and he said it was really good. I'm kind of wondering how it would work. I haven't tried mine yet.
All the harm done to the villagers is my fault.
Nor sweat, fellow. He clearly said that the raiders would appear again. But I can't let them repeat such atrocities ever again.
This time, we'll make the first move. The enemy is encamped south of the hill.
I've been briefed by the scout. We can't just sit back and wait for the raid group to come. Let us defeat the raid group. Hey, Trigger. The raid group is being supplied by Sherritt himself. They not only have a steadier stream of supplies than this, but also better quality weapons. But there's no reason to feel down about this. We can just steal the stuff from them. Talking between layer pops? Okay. How's it going tonight? Oh, Pop, be right back. All right. Adventurer. Is it true you're going to attack the raid group? I know a thing or two about strategy, you see. The raid group is an extraordinary force, which means they have to take supplies and rations from them. If you look around the encampment, you'll find water containers where they keep their potable water. How about you break them all to make them suffer from a water shortage? Let's go.
This feels like the end time.
Eat a piece of pizza real quick.
Everything is fine at the village.
Alright, let's go again. Let's get closer to the archer. Alright. Got rid of the water. Now we need to find the weapons. There's one. Alright, that is the weapons. Go back and turn these in. Oh, nope, we got one more. This way. Not that way. This way. Turn question. Great job. Maybe now they'll be a little too thirsty to fight. Although we still can't face them head on in our current shape. This should change things up a bit. Every time they come to fill their canteens, we ambush them. I think I'll make an outstanding strategist, don't you think? Don't you? I should be applied to become an officer later. Oh, wow, you brought us quite a fine assortment. Now our men should be able to put to a proper fight. The regent fool. We really hit him where it hurts this time.
Good work. Now the village will be out of harm's way.
As always, I have nothing but gratitude for Armand and you. For all that you have done. However, never mind. We've got bigger problems to worry about.
We've managed to defeat most of the enemies who raided Lakebar. If it weren't for you, it would have taken much longer.
However, the villagers' blood has been shed. I'd like to provide recompense to the leader of Lakebar. Could you ask Chief Hordran about the extent of the damage to the village?
Greetings. I am Hordern, the village chief.
The damage to the village? 10 wounded, 2 killed. One of the casualties was only 8 years old. If the prince hadn't responded quickly, many more would have perished. We have nothing but gratitude for his help, and he wants to compensate us? Could you tell him that he doesn't need to worry about that sort of thing?
Years old. He's only a child.
Is that so? Even a young child like that? All because of me? I couldn't even protect my own people? I've failed them. At this rate, perhaps it's only to be expected that the Vanquisher does not glow. Apologies, I'd rather spend some time alone right now.
Prince Thirain appears devastated.
It seems like he doesn't fully believe in himself. However, Prince Thirain is perfectly suited to becoming the king. Could we find out exactly why he doesn't seem to have much confidence in himself?
Prince Thirain really values his people.
This feels like the end times.
We need a crown. Dad says a king needs to wear a crown.
Oh, he probably blames himself for all the atrocities Regent Sherrod has been causing in the kingdom.
That's a good leader. One layer left. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm eating pizza.
I see. I've heard how chaos has swept across Lutera.
It's because of the tyrant regent, isn't it? Prince Thirain must believe that the people are suffering because of him. However, the people don't seem to think that way. How could they relay that message? Whispersong? Do you know the fable of the Iron Crown? I read about it myself before. I hear it's a famous tale in Lutera. There was once a prince who was beloved by everyone. The people gathered their scraps of iron to make a crown for this prince. The prince graciously accepted the crown and used it during his coronation ceremony. Like the story, perhaps we could show Prince Thyrene how the people really feel. Could you ask Chief Horden about what he thinks?
Crown? Are you talking about a steel crown?
Actually, we've been meaning to pay the Prince Thyrene for his help as well. I'll guarantee that not a single villager would oppose this idea. We've all seen how distressed the prince was over us. However, I'm worried about the iron to make the crown. Considering how short of supplies are right now, well, it would be difficult to produce such materials, but we'd like to get the nicest crown we can for the prince. Could you perhaps drop by Lena's Memorial in the south? The peddlers are gathered there. We should ask them for their support. In the meantime, I'll make the preparations to make the crown. And it's good pizza too. It's from Papa Murphy's.
Everything is fine at the village.
I'm Phobos, the peddler. I'm not a child. I'm a proud peddler.
A crown for Prince Thyrene? You're asking us if we can make contributions? Are you seriously asking us if we can do this? Of course we can! I'm a merchant of Laterra, the kingdom of courage. Don't you ever underestimate us. It's all the money I have. I hope the folks of Lakebar village can keep their chins up. Why don't you try asking the other peddlers as well? I'm sure they'll help.
Crown? Ah, that's an interesting story. I'll gladly give you one if it's for Prince Thyrene.
It's an investment. Prince Thyrene is definitely worth a big investment.
Unlike Sherrod, he genuinely cares about his people. Take this too.
Adventure, have you heard of Linus, the legendary peddler? I admire him so much. A long time ago, when Laterra was embroidered in war, he supplied the army to save Laterra without taking a single coin. He's a hero. All the peddlers of Laterra admire Linus. We gather here on his Memorial Day in remembrance of his spirit. If you're interested, why don't you check out the memorial plaque?
Those who invest in only what they see are fools, and those who invest for profit alone will not last. In people, there is worth beyond face value.
How was it? Maybe it all felt a little unfamiliar, since you're not a peddler. But I want to become an admirable gentleman of Laterra one day, just like him. Maybe one day you'll see the majestic memorial of Phobos next to that one. Maybe.
Everything is fine at the village.
Have you been to the peddlers? As expected, Lutera's merchants are quite different.
I've told Irma the blacksmith to craft a crown. Take this. The Irma people are famous for their master artsmanship. Will certainly create a masterpiece.
I just don't know what's happening.
Who are you? What's that? A crown for the prince? Then you've come to the right place. I'm the world's best Dumar blacksmith, and don't let anyone tell you different. Well, hurry up, show me what materials I got to work with. Not bad, but also not enough. Unless this prince has the world's tiniest head. I need more materials to work with. Lucky for you, Lakebar should have everything you need. Take this.
It's a secret recipe passed down by the Irmas. If you want to create a great crown, gather up the ingredients here and deliver them to Murin.
Everything is fine at the village.
Collect 4 molars and the carnine crystals. Okay. We need one more. Oh, 4. Okay. No gear! Oh no, Trigger. You're just not having any luck, are you? So maybe your RNG's just gone? That's a possibility.
Hello. I'm Mirren.
I heard you're from Master Ura. You're crafting a crown, aren't you? Molars and kyanine crystals. These should be enough to refine the iron. Here we go, a piece of shiny iron. I hope it goes to the person who best fits the iron crown. You need to buy more res scrolls. I'm going to keep doing these. If you keep doing these layers, just in the last 3 Fridays, you've gone through 20. Wow! That's a lot, Trigger.
Back already? Okay, one fancy crown coming right up.
That sucks.
Came out good. And good for me is like a perfect masterpiece for anyone else. Take it. If you collect natural materials and bring them to a trade skill expert like me, they can make you useful stuff. There are all sorts of trade skill experts out there. There are cooks, alchemists, you name it. Be sure to, pay them a visit. Now grab your crown and get going. I got work to do.
What characters you been playing if you can't
Coronation? That's out of the blue. What do you mean?
What? I see. So that's been what's going on. No wonder things have been getting busy around here for some reason. I'm undeserving of such kindness, but I'm truly grateful. Very well. Please proceed with the crowning ceremony. Traditionally, the royal crowning in Luteric is held at a place called the Bright Ridge. It just so happens to be nearby. You said the crowning ceremony was Armand's idea? The coronation requires a priest. Please tell Armand that I would like him to preside over the ceremony. Alts, but we ran all the abbeys already, so he just mostly been watching the markets, you think?
You've completed the crown.
Chief Holdren told me. It's fortunate the peddlers made such generous contributions. Great work. What did the prince say? Excuse me, he wants me to preside over the ceremony? I do not have that right. I am unworthy of carrying out such a noble task. I'd be glad to attending the crowning ceremony, but I think the priests of Lakebar should preside.
Armin refused.
That's too bad. But I think there's still a chance. Since he said that he'll attend, there should be an opportunity to persuade him. I would really like for Armand to do it. You feel the same, don't you? Now let's head to the Bright Ridge. I keep doing that tonight for some reason. Alright, thank you, Trigger.
We'll be at the coronation site soon. I hope you'll do me the honor of performing the ceremony.
It is a holy ceremony. I must regrettably decline.
You can't be serious. Who's holier than a priest?
But I am... Wait. Something's here.
What are you doing, cat? Okay, that big bag of ugly is done.
Great timing.
What? How are you still alive?
Ah.
Annoying little cockroaches. It's time to all. I expected more from the great heir of Luterra. This ends now. What? The power? I'm here to let it out so much.
Armin. I see now why you declined my request to perform the ceremony. Demons have no place in our sacred rites. You're a priest who uses all of his gifts to help those in need. And you saved my life today with one of those gifts. What we are does not determine who we are.
Thirain.
You will preside over my coronation. Consider it my first order as your king.
Very well.
Glad that's settled. Shall we?
Okay.
We will now begin the rites of coronation. Prince Thyrain, kneel before your ancestors. The prince shall now take the vow of kings.
As King of Lutera, my enemies are only evil and injustice. I pledge my life to defend my people as their shield.
Adventurer, bring forth the crown. And with this holy crown, I anoint thee as King Thyrain of Lutera. Rise, Your Majesty.
Three cheers! Long live King Thyrain! For Lutera!
Lutera forever!
Your Highness, please! Sir Bernard and his forces were ambushed by demons on his way here. Most of us were annihilated. The survivors are holding out at Medric Monastery. They can't hold out for long.
Rest now. Your sacrifice shall not be in vain. Everyone, to arms! We march on Medric Monastery immediately. From this moment on, our army will head to the Medric Monastery.
The old man, Sir Bernard, looked after me since I was a child. He fought for me even amid the tyrannical rule of Cedric. Now he's in danger. We best hurry. Please join us once you finish making your preparation in Lakebar.
Thyrain, playing king with his toy soldiers. How dare he oppose me?
Considering how he's managed to assemble such a sizable force already, perhaps he is worthy of the crown after all.
Ah, if he was worthy, Vanquisher would be a light. He's not worthy of ruling an outhouse, much less a kingdom. I'd kill him now if we didn't need him in order to find the Eagle Seal, which, I believe, interests you far more than me.
Ha! But you need me, so what I want, you want.
Whatever. Those cowards in the West will never follow Thyrain.
Things are turning out to be quite interesting.
Are you going to the Medric Monastery?
I see. I was wondering why the soldiers were hustling so much. My only regret is that we were unable to provide more help to you and Prince Cyrene for all that you've done for Lakebar. But for now, all of us can count on one fact. Lutera has hope once again. This is all thanks to you. We are eternally grateful for all you've done. May you be safe on your journey. Please take your time to make your final preparations before you set out.
You're here! So, did my crown fulfill its purpose?
What? You're going to the Medric Monastery? Have you made all the preparations? What's that? Don't worry about it. You say? Well, I'm certainly impressed. But still, I think you might be rushing it a bit. I hope you get a peek at the Vanquisher's sword as well. I heard the sword has been a source of some stress for the prince. I get the feeling that the sword is testing the prince right now. Well, that would be my guess. He probably just needs the right opportunity to rise to the challenge. Well, I guess all this is difficult to understand if you're not a Umrah. Farewell. Ah, I see you again. If we get the chance. I like you. I'm sure you'll become one of the greats one day. Ha ha! You're looking for the legendary craftsman? Well, you don't have to look very far. You're staring at him. What? Some old fool claim that he's the legendary craftsman too? Who would dare utter such nonsense? Listen carefully. I'm the legendary craftsman himself, and there won't be any more after me. Off to the monastery. Oh, we've got to kill some stuff over here first. There's another mandrake. They're not mandrakes. There's one, two. Okay. Apparently that didn't count as a mandrake. That's a mandrake right there.